Hello and welcome to Is There Something in This, the podcast where me, Scott Dooley, and he, Jason Chatfield, welcome you into our weekly writers' meeting where we come up with ideas for the New Yorker cartoons. We were in the dailies this week.
We were. We got one published on Wednesday. It was the one in the airplane. It's at this time you may now switch on your electronic devices and see what he's said now.
And that one was one of the people really liked that one. Like I think someone sent it was you. I think sent me. It was the Daily Chaos tweet of the week or whatever it was. And it's like that kind of
when it pops up on other websites.
Yeah,
that's a thing. Like that's how you know it's really
those websites tend to have a theme.
Do they?
Yeah,
I haven't noticed it.
Yeah,
It's subtle if they do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, it was good getting a daily in. They had held that one over. I think we mentioned that in the last
That's
episode.
right. Yeah.
They held it over and they were like, well, inevitably he's going to say something ridiculous again, so we'll just hold it off until that day.
They said, we'll just wait for him. Like it wasn't like if.
No, it was when. And you were hoping that one ran on your birthday, the Thursday prior.
Oh, that's right.
But
and also I was walking today and I thought, I don't want this to become the Action Bronson sightings pod.
Did you though? Did you see him?
Nah, just a fat bloke with tats on his calves. I was so disappointed.
I'd love a segment each week.
I thought it could be.
Action Bronson sighting segment.
Yeah. But no, it was just a fat bloke.
Just a fat bloke.
Well, it's fat guys in shorts in all weather, like the guys from American Chopper. You know, like you wouldn't be surprised to see them shorts in the snow.
Yeah. That's year round.
Yeah.
Attire.
It's just you've made a decision. I always think it's kind of like some Faustian. When they've said you can only wear pants or shorts.
Yeah.
A lot of Orthodox religions have this, where they just go, this is what we're wearing. Yeah. Don't worry about the weather.
Right.
Actually, you know what? If it gets cold, you can wear a woolly hat. But outside of that, you're wearing a suit, mate.
I feel like these are the things you think about on your morning walk.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
He's just ruminating.
Well, and then you kind of extrapolate it out to, well, what would you, if you had to wear something forever?
Yeah.
Like, just one article of clothing.
Right.
So Action Bronson's gone, I'm just going to wear denim shorts. I don't care. Like the big denim short. That's going to be my thing.
Yes.
Whereas,
right.
Say, like I live in a really Orthodox Jew area. They are kind of like, all right, this is what we're going to be.
Right. Yeah. Orthodox Jewish.
So I think about what would mine be.
What would yours be?
Something breathable. I'm like, because
I've thought about it.
Yeah, no, I think about it a lot.
A loosely fitting tracksuit.
Well, because you've got to think it snows.
Yes.
But then it's hot as a mother. Like,
that's true.
Yeah.
It's like, that old, I remember when I was a kid, I thought that whatever you died in was what you had to wear in heaven for the rest of eternity.
Well,
I still don't know if that's not true.
Horror films would suggest that's true because there's a lot of period era hauntings.
And they come back in their, their old...
Imagine being haunted by someone with a fidget spinner. Fuck that.
I'm currently haunted by people with fidget spinners.
Some total bro vaping on a hoverboard. Like he died in that 3 months when people were doing that.
Yep.
Maybe you'd see rappers like Tiger would be hoverboarding through LAX.
Yeah.
So this is not going to age well. Like my whole wardrobe is this going to look, are my kids going to tease me in this? So I just wear pretty much nothing but white t-shirts and jeans.
Yeah, it's like you're in a cult.
It's, the cult of Fonzarelli. Like it's just the one, look.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. Yeah.
And I mean, that would be a great, actually that sounds like a joke that's been done. Like after you stand up, you may now sit on it. Like, does that sound familiar?
I have that fear every day. I wake up in a cold sweat going, has that been done? So is there something in this is also bookended with, has that already been done?
Yeah, there's some heavy...
Yeah, I've got some anxiety about it. I always Google an idea if I think, oh, that's great. Oh, it's definitely been done.
Right.
Sometimes it has. And then when it hasn't, I get very... it's very...
I like the idea of person who's come up with this great idea,
Yeah.
and their great idea is a search engine, and then they go to Google it to see if it's... Has this been done?
Please tell me that hasn't been done. And if it has, oh my God, neck yourself. So we submitted a batch this week. The process is, if you're first-time listeners...
Why would you start here?
I don't know. I don't know why you'd start here.
Next episode, I'll let you start there.
Yeah,
But
okay.
It's 3. Just
Go
put
on
in the
then.
time.
So we go every Tuesday. The cartoonists all go into the Cartoon Lounge. We submit our batch with the cartoon editor, Emma Allen, and she sits down, goes through them, and gives feedback. And this week we got, for the first time ever, I think, she belly laughed. We got a belly laugh.
Oh, well, that's good.
And she said, I love, 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 love this one. And put it in the yes pile.
So when's it published?
Yeah.
So it's definitely getting published.
Oh, yeah. See, the thing is, the life of a cartoonist, my friends, is one of just horrible sadness and rejection. You have to wait till Friday afternoon when you get the email to say whether what you submitted on Tuesday is going to be bought or whether to kill yourself. So Friday afternoon, I did get an email from her.
She tells you to
saying-
kill yourself? Is that...
Yeah, that's a form email. It's just a form email.
it's just boilerplate.
Just jump off the
Yeah,
Williamsburg Bridge.
right.
And she came back and she said, this one got so close, you should probably resubmit it in a month.
Oh.
So that means that it came through to, when it goes through to the yes pile, it then goes through to David Remnick, the editor of The New Yorker.
Right.
And he gets the final yes or no.
Oh, so he's got like a power of veto.
He does.
Right.
And it seems he pulled his veto powers on our...
Didn't like that one.
On our banger.
So
Yeah.
we can say that it was one that we have discussed on a previous podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we can't say
which one, just in case it does get picked up again.
Just in case we give it another...
Yeah.
Slip it in the middle.
In the middle. We did pitch a pretty good batch, I thought. It was, there was the woman on the couch with the cheese and wine and magazines and Ben and Jerry's and in a Snuggie and chaos everywhere in a seamless bag and saying on the phone, just saying, define busy.
I had high hopes for that.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it'll do well on Etsy. Let's say that.
Do we put these somewhere? Can we put it on like Jason Chatfield cartoonist albums of batches?
If you go to jasonchatfield.com/store, I tend to put them up there if I know I can't sell them to
not to
anyone
buy.
else.
I mean, for people to look at our batches from this podcast.
Right. I might
do that?
What if I put them on the blog?
Put them on the blog.
I'll chuck them on the blog maybe, or the Facebook page or something like that.
Well, yeah, wherever. Yeah.
Or just, follow Instagram. I always post them on Instagram. So just Jason Chatfield on Instagram. I'll end up just posting them there anyway if they don't get sold.
Yeah.
We as we mentioned, we've sold one to Mad Magazine. And I do pitch stuff to Mad as well because there's several magazines that these kind of cartoons can run in. They can run in Mad. They can run in New Yorker, Barron's, Harvard Business Review. So I do they do make the rounds.
Yeah, right.
And then you know that a cartoon has died if you see it on my Instagram. Because it means, unfortunately, no one wants it.
It's essentially, it's an illustrated orphanage.
It is, isn't it? It's a graveyard.
It's been rejected by so many, it's been interviewed by potential parents.
Yeah.
And they've gone, oh, he doesn't like baseball. Fuck him
Oliver.
off.
It's just Oliver.
Off you go.
Please, sir, I want some publication. So my Instagram is just one giant orphanage. We had one of the couple looking at the exit sign in the gallery.
Oh, yeah.
No
yeah.
caption. We had the
Yeah.
Netflix categories, which actually did go through to the maybe pile.
Oh, yeah.
Which was action, the categories, action, anime, pretending to watch, awkward groping, clumsy couch sex. Well, I better get going.
I like that. Yeah. I thought that was nice.
We had a crappy one of mine, which was just a cat sitting on the laptop. And his name is Writer's Block, which was indicated on the bowl, which was a bit SS, I think.
I think a little. I mean, the fact that there's
very
something clearly labelled. My
someone
mum
else
loves
thought it was a
SS
bit
Economy.
Yeah.
She loves
my mum,
loves SS Economy.
Yeah, she loves it when it's labelled.
Because it's no. She loves that. She loves it as a slam. And she was like, "Oh, I'm so glad," because you did the birthday card, which was SS Scott Dooley heading towards an iceberg named Middle Age, and she was like, "Oh, that was so clever."
It's a clanger. It's great.
I don't know if she liked it because it was essentially parody, or she just thought,
Oh, that's my boy.
No, that's really clever. How does he come up with that?
How do we come up with these? That's the show. We did have a couple of dinosaurs looking at a passing asteroid, and one of them looking back going, now who's being naive, Diane?
That was very popular at the Garret.
Very
at
popular
the pub
at
that
the
we
Garret.
meet at on a Tuesday to kind of debrief.
That guy, he wanted to buy it.
He
was
took
Instagramming
photos of it, yeah.
Yeah.
He said, I'll hang it here. And we're like, dude, this isn't your bar.
He also
you don't have interior design privileges.
He doesn't have hang privileges.
Yeah.
The fridge out the back maybe with a magnet. That's about it.
I'll take it.
We did have the Second City Airlines, which again, bit SS, with This Is Your Captain speaking. At this time, we ask for an occupation and something you'd find in the kitchen.
That's great.
The doctor with the clipboard looking at the forlorn patient saying, the good news is they'll probably name it after me.
I don't mind that. I think that, there's something
And then,
in
of
that.
course, Chad the IPA guy.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, thanks, but I'm more of an IPA guy, to the St. Bernard with the barrel.
I was having a beer with my mate Kim,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, "Oh, what do you have by way of an IPA?" And I just went, "You're such a Chad," and then didn't explain it.
Great.
Yeah.
No, you don't need to.
Yeah.
That's a self-explanatory.
I also had another one, which was a person who was like, "Oh, I love the podcast. You know, you got blah blah blah." And I said, "Oh, thanks very much." And then later on, he said, "You were doing some Comic-Con or something," and and he goes, "Oh, I'm going to go to that thing. I'm going to go and see him." And he goes, "No, is Jason American?" I was like, "You didn't listen to the podcast at all, did you?
Wow.
Caught in a web of your
Fake
own
listener.
lies."
I mean, I could just be putting on this accent. That's,
why would you put on this accent?
Why would you put on Perth?
Yeah.
Of all of the dialects, why would you put on Perth?
That's so true. I often think about how back in the 90s, phone sex was a thing.
Yes.
Before, and I always think how tough it must have been for a phone sex operator in South Africa. Like, that accent is never going to be sexy.
No.
And it's so bossy.
What are you wearing?
What are you wearing? Come now.
Take it
What?
off.
All right, mate.
I'm stroking you. Striking your joint member.
And you can hear rugby on in the background somehow.
cricket
like,
or rugby. Yeah, totally. Jeez. Well, that's devolved very quickly.
It
into
has.
Sex talk, but
Should we batch on?
Let's batch on. What have you got this week?
I've
what
got
have
a
you got?
couple of kind of a bit. I want to say punny. There's one that I
Okay.
really want you to kind of think
Hate?
about.
Oh,
No.
okay.
It's the idea. Now, this is the idea
Yeah.
of Bigfoot being really self-conscious about his feet, about the size of his feet. And so what I've got at the moment is him buying a hat to draw attention away from his feet.
Oh, right.
Or finding out that we call him Bigfoot and being devastated.
It's a nickname that one comes up with in primary school, in elementary school, isn't it? Ha ha, Bigfoot.
Have you seen the people that are currently hunting Bigfoot?
No.
If they'd gone past elementary school, I will give you $1,000 for each year they went past. Because there's a lot of... These are the guys who... For some reason, there's like 3 or 4 television shows
of
about
course there
finding
are.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, they're all in Oregon or
There's
something.
10 about how to make a cupcake. But the Bigfoot guys are like... They're the guys that weren't smart enough to make moonshine.
Right.
And be on that show.
Yeah.
So they've gone, and they're always getting close, and they've got this high-tech gear.
Yeah,
and like,
satellites, drones.
it's all this
Always a
shit.
drone, yeah.
Yeah.
To catch Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
not...
then what are you going to do
I
once
mean-
you've got him?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you'd sell admission. It's like King Kong, isn't it?
Oh, you just put him on a plinth
Charge
and take him
admission,
around state
yeah,
fairs.
until he
Have you ever
climbs
been
up.
to a state fair?
No, have you?
Yeah.
What are they like?
I actually went to a county fair.
That's
before,
different.
At Rhinebeck. Yeah, no, it's a
Yeah,
bit
okay,
different.
yeah.
Fried would be the answer.
Yeah, corn dogs.
A lot of that.
Yeah.
And not afraid, like some incredible tattoos.
Really?
Like really
What,
weird.
done at the fair?
No.
Okay.
But it's like it's like the Easter show or something.
Yeah,
But-
okay, royal shirt, right.
Yeah,
Yep.
but it's got, there's still something kind of like there's a lot of
With like janky rides and just like
a lot
guys
of
with
janky
tattoos.
rides, a lot of kind of methed up dudes,
Yeah.
kind of operating those rides.
Okay.
So that's kind of pretty. That's I think a universal.
Yeah.
That's international. But the tattoos were like a lot of like Billy the Kids and a lot of kind of like
Yeah, right.
outlaw kind of type.
What
and
are
you're
they-
like, mate, you live in New York State.
Yeah. But maybe that's something. Maybe there's something in that. Maybe there's the tattoos at the state fair. Like, what are they fast forward 2020? Like, because the kind of tattoos people are getting now. You had that idea of an anchor getting a tattoo of a guy in Williamsburg.
Yeah, which was a bit The thing I always like is like bogans and rednecks.
Yeah.
They're never born. They're established according to their tattoos.
EST
1984. Yeah.
That's true. They're never born.
Never
They're
born. You're just established.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to tell you. That's what I wanted to tell you.
Okay.
You pitched. I'll keep you posted.
No, I texted you on the way back from the podcast last week.
Oh, I thought you.
In a daze, and I said, "Here's one for you."
Yeah. What do you think?
Red flag. Is there anything in this? I sent postman talking to a letter as he's putting it in the letterbox, saying, "I'll keep you posted."
Right. So here are my issues with that. I mean, we'll leave
some of these I do just to piss you off.
We'll leave the obvious aside, but because the thing that's annoying for me is that I can't let it go. I have to figure out a way to make that funny.
You're too OCD about ideas, so you can't let it die.
No, ever.
Right.
So this is what I've got for you.
Okay.
A mailman.
Okay.
Dressed in his male outfit, but the male outfit is covered in advertising like a race car driver.
Okay.
Sponsored post.
Oh.
Thank you.
Okay, that's the podcast. I think that's it. Wow.
Oh, you're gonna hate this one.
All right,
man.
go on. What's number
you're
two?
Gonna hate this
go
one.
on. What's your next one?
People at a farm. Pigs are charging at them.
Okay.
Wild pigs.
Wild boars.
That's right. And someone's saying they're from New York. Tell them to stand clear of the closing boars.
Okay. I don't. This boy. I mean, 3 episodes it took. 3. It's not as bad as the one that I had, which was the MTA worker at home with his wife, and he's opened the sock drawer. She's standing off to the left, just rolling her eyes as he goes, "Stand clear of the closing drawers, please."
What about this? Info doors.
Oh,
where it's just the guy just tells you.
This is supposed to be cartoons that we come up with for the New Yorker, not for the fridge.
All right, this one I don't mind.
This is great. Okay.
And elephants have big legs.
Do they?
An elephant never forgets leg day. That's all right.
That's a really good one, actually.
Thank you.
There's something in that. Thank God that was there because
I just get
it was
the
getting
shit.
very thin up there.
Yeah.
That was thinner than the atmosphere at Everest. Okay, so we've got stand clear of the charging ball.
No, I'm not pinching that. I'm just doing that to annoy you. This one I didn't mind maybe as a daily.
Okay.
It probably would have what's her name, the spokesperson,
Sarah Huckabee
Sanders.
Oh, they're just going by Sarah Sanders lately, which is interesting. They're dropping the Huckabee.
If she gets promoted to colonel, I'm calling bullshit on this whole administration.
She's just going to call a press conference and announce the 7 different herbs and spices just to distract us from the war and pulling out of Syria. Anyway.
Her saying the president's pants being on fire have nothing unrelated to his lying.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
That's...
There's something
in that,
Something
right?
in that. Okay, something about the president's pants on fire. It's always tough. We pitched a few on Friday. One about the Rasmussen poll, which gave
the most
him
trustworthy.
The very, very conservative poll. And even he said it was 52%, and he goes, "Yeah, but you got to add 7 or 8 to that." He said that, like it's dick size or something. So he, in his mind, it was like 58% approval. And the thing is, he's at like a record low approval. I mean, the low. Stop the press. Yeah,
go on.
Stop press. He's at the lowest approval ever, and so he just had a little kid with his disapproving mother looking at the kid with the test that has a big red F on it. He's like, "Yeah, but Rasmussen gave me a B+." That was pretty good, and we also had it. We drew it as a teacher as well, but I think it transmitted better when it was a parent.
Yeah,
parent. That didn't get up. Neither did the woman wearing the spring dress in the snow, because it didn't end up snowing.
No, that's what killed us. The lack of snow.
That's the thing. Sometimes you look at the weather and you go, "Ooh, that one might run on Friday when it snows," and then when it doesn't snow, you go, "Well, that one's dead in the water."
Yeah, it's dead. But I quite liked it.
You can see it on. I'll probably post it on Instagram. My graveyard of dead cartoons.
So that was this is one I wanted us to think about.
Okay.
Is the idea that our phones are constantly listening to us.
Yeah, that's a thing.
And that I'm just looking for someone that listens to me like my phone does. Like that's kind of...
There's something there in relationships and not listening and... And then that pops up in ads
That's
later
the thing.
on.
So that was the thing I was
it
trying to kind of
generates-
think of is that does your partner like
Oh.
start suggesting like Airbnbs or like rental car?
Yeah, so she wants a vacation, starts talking about it around your
yeah,
phone.
that's not. Oh, that's an interesting thing.
And then it creates
She drops hints by talking next to your phone.
Yeah. Just Airbnb,
Yeah.
Vermont,
Yeah, Gucci
cabin.
loafers. Gucci loafers.
They keep popping up on the ads. That's not terrible. It's difficult to transmit these.
It's tough into a cartoon.
Some of them you go, oh, that might make a good sketch or a good bit or whatever on stage, but then all of a sudden, translating comedy to the page is difficult because A, you don't have as much time, and B, you have just the visual medium. And then often if you have a caption, you, as you say, you see the image, read the caption, go back to the image, and you better punch when you go back to the image, otherwise you've lost them.
Yeah, that's right. We were talking about a judge. You had a judge.
Yeah.
Kicking around?
Yeah. Oh, well, do you want to go on to mine?
yeah,
Okay, so I
yeah.
had one where it was something about sort of a judge. There's a lot of language around judging and someone, prejudice and prejudging and being judgy, and the idea of an actual judge in real world situations with the wig and the gavel and the gown, and either judging, just being too judgy about something. It would be, like the couple. There's a wife or a girlfriend or something getting ready and asking, is this?
Yeah.
What's your take on this or whatever? Or even, just the absurdity of maybe a judge throwing to a jury for something at home, like his wife, like let's go to the jury on this one, like having a jury off to the side in the living room.
Imagine
in an argument.
Imagine though that it was how it happened in court.
Yeah. Let's throw to the jury.
Yeah.
This is how much I know about law.
Yeah, they throw to the jury.
Let's throw this one
throw
to the jury.
Well,
for
we're
a
going to throw
replay.
to the jury.
Like a bunch
What
of.
say you?
It's like Dipper on the sidelines. Just, oh yeah, g'day guys.
Yeah.
just to commentate of 12 good men and true.
I like the judgy. I like calling a judge judgy is funny. Like so.
Even kids on a playground throwing to the judge to make a call on something like handball or like catch.
What if the defense is going? You don't have to be so judgy. Like,
I'm finding you really judgy
yeah,
right now.
because it's such a childish thing to say.
Don't be so judgy. Why are you so judgy all the time?
What if what if it was like other judging? So if you murder someone, you're given 7 years, they hold up a big number 7 on the bench.
That's absurd, and I like it. It's a very lateral move. I like that. Yeah, there could be something there. We could have something. See, because the endless judge tropes, and there have been many. If you just Google New Yorker cartoon judge, there are plenty of lawyer, judge, cartoons because of the readership. But in certain scenarios, you can kind of really take it somewhere and go, well, has this been done? Are they in a playground? Are they whatever? So that's, I don't know. So there's something there, and I know I ran it past you already during the week saying, is there something in this? But
I've got the worst. Do you want to hear the worst?
Please, yeah.
Okay, traditional on the bench.
Okay.
Kind of there he is, sat there, but he's in a straitjacket, and the name tag says judgmental.
Okay. Well, it's been fun, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for listening. That's the end of the pod.
What else have you got?
Jesus. Okay, so by the way, just slide aside, my mum texted just to say, ask Scott if he's related to Tom Dooley.
Oh, the song. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Mum.
It's my dad's nickname.
Is it?
Bit SS, Mrs.
Bit
Chatfield.
SS, isn't
look
it?
at
Yeah. Okay, so every now and then in the middle of the night, I'll write one down, and then sometimes autocorrect will ruin the idea for me, and then I'll wake up in the morning not remembering what I was trying.
Sure.
I've got one that say, do dog in fire, me with trimp.
What's it say? Do
dog in fire,
Yeah.
me with trimp.
What's trimp?
I guess I was trying to write Trump in my sleep.
Me with Trump.
Yeah.
Dog in fire.
Yeah.
So there's a dog on fire.
Maybe there's a dog on fire, me with Trump. I just don't understand what I'm trying here.
That's going to haunt me.
No. Yep.
That's my ghost with a fidget spinner. That thing. I'm gonna say that on my deathbed. That's gonna be the last thing I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, that's going to be horrible.
He meant shrimp.
Did you hear a cocktail called the Hurricane Sandy?
No.
It's just a watered down Manhattan. So we've got. We talked about the anger scale. Okay, I want to see if I can. This is more of a shout, but I really want to work on it with you.
So what's a shout?
So a daily shout is aura shouts and murmurs. It's one that runs like a daily cartoon, but it's much bigger and longer, and it runs on the same sort of format online, but just like long. It's like a long form cartoon or web comic.
Right.
This one is the anger scale as it pertains to my annoyance with certain things day to day. I call it the Jason scale of anger.
Right.
What is it? Is this a 9 on the Jason scale?
Sure.
So the idea of between sets, someone sitting on the exercise machine on their phone.
Yeah.
And they're not even between sets. They're just sitting there on their phone, and there's 5 of them.
Yeah.
Just in a row. Yeah. That's about a 7 on the Jason scale for
Sure.
me. And just certain little annoyances that I have throughout just day-to-day life that rate. And so I thought if I have the scale, it's my face, right, and an actual gauge, and it goes from like blue to orange to red, right, with my face changing each time it goes up or down and slides up and down the slider.
I like that, yeah.
And then I draw the scenario and what it is. So like, guy on machine, looking at his phone between sets. That's a 7 on the Jason scale. And then my face on the slider is, ruddy and red and angry. And then obviously 10 is just my eyes are popping out of my head, steam coming out of my ears kind of thing.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a little too cartoony for the shouts, but so various things, annoyances, particularly in New York annoyances. Being around so many people in Manhattan and Brooklyn and Queens, like we're all just living on top of each other. There are certain polite things day to day that we all have to do that you wouldn't have to do in, say, Iowa.
Yeah.
And some people just don't observe those daily niceties. And, like the man spreading on the subway or wearing a backpack on a packed subway where you could be, that's about a 6, I reckon, for me. There's certain just little things that irk me. The guy who gets to the front of the coffee window and then decides, what'll I have?
Oh, yeah, stopping at the top of the subway stairs.
Oh, my God. Directions. As soon as they get to the top of the subway, they stop and look at the phone.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, there's about 4,000 people behind you that need to get out.
Yeah.
And the people walking 2 abreast, side by side.
That's annoying.
Or 3 abreast.
3 abreast, I'll give you 2.
I will literally push a bitch over if it's 3 abreast. Wow. That's about a 9 for me, actually.
Yeah.
So, various day-to-day annoyances. There's something in that.
I do like that.
And I feel like we can add it because we're already working on another shout that maybe we'll go into that next episode.
We'll do that next week. We'll have that for you next week.
So, ruminate on those. I think there's something in there.
Yeah, that's definitely something there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I hope that one gets a Guernsey. Now, American listeners probably don't know what that means.
Famous American saying.
Gets a Guernsey. Did I already annoy you with Skrillex doing Billy Joel covers and calling him Skrilly Joel? Anyway, we
had a Skrillex joke about the sirens.
Yeah.
Where, and if you've not been to New York, Manhattan in particular,
right?
The siren guys go whoop 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 whoop, and I've always felt it's like a fingerprint. Where if you know the precinct, you can tell which officer is making that
Morse
noise.
code.
Yeah, it is based on there's just old Thompson.
There's old Jezza.
Yeah. I kind of like that as a Skrillex. I think Skrillex is done though as a reference.
It is a bit done as a reference. You're right. And that particular joke I do on stage now, I've changed it. It used to be Daft Punk, and then it was Skrillex, and then now I say I don't need the Chainsmokers remix of Siren.
Chainsmokers.
We've got the NYP DJ over here. Are you going to the 5th Precinct or Coachella? You have to pick. And walking down the street waiting for the bass to drop. Tag.
Just taggy.
It's all
very
taggy.
taggy.
Gets a Guernsey. Anyway, we have also the idea, this may also be a shout of where is the F train hiding? Where is the F train today? Because I'm on the F line and it just never comes.
No, I know.
It's like
had
waiting
that
for
issue.
Godot.
Yeah.
It's just waiting for the F train. And I'm wondering where are they when they're not there? Are they in a tunnel between? Have they gone to Coney Island? Like, where are they?
Yeah.
Have they gone upstate for a little getaway?
Okay, so it's like
where is the F train today? He's just taken the day off. He's the least reliable worker in all of the MTA lines. Like if each line had a personality, the A, the E, the L train, if they represented the places that they serviced, like Hell's Kitchen, ACE, you got the L in Brooklyn, you got the Greenpoint,
just
G,
smoking,
it's vaping. The F would just be this. He's just constantly on the dole, just never showing up for work. Something in having personalities.
I reckon that's a shout.
You reckon?
So you do the different train lines as like how they spend their time or like their personalities.
Do we create a name for them as well based on the letter?
I'd actually have the actual carriage like on a couch.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like the F train and like
he's just like smoking pot.
Yeah,
because he's like, oh no, I'll get there. Yeah, no.
The end's really eager.
The end's really eager.
Like the NQR.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe I think that's
okay.
Or you have the F train and it's somehow dressed like Waldo, like it's hiding.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's something. Yeah. So the F train it's like, fine, where's Waldo? Or where's Wally in Australia? Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, maybe there's something there. These are half thought out ideas that I thought if I bring them up, you'll have something.
And how wrong you were.
How wrong I was. I didn't draw up Vape 'em if you've got 'em, fellas, and I think we should probably pitch that at this
I don't mind that.
Yeah. I saw, walking here, I think 2 weeks ago, I saw a sign, and it was for a lawyer downstairs, and then upstairs was a masseuse. And I thought, I wonder if it's the same guy. I wonder if he's a lawyer / masseuse.
There is something like heels while you wait lawyers.
Yeah. Like, because everyone's got a side hustle.
Yeah.
Just to make it in New York, you got to have a few things on the go.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's the same dude.
The same bloke.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. And it was on the same sign too. So they're obviously split. Even if it is two people, they've split the cost. But if it's the same guy, it's David, D'Angelo, attorney at law / reflexologist.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. I don't know if it's a cartoon or if it's just something I've observed around the place because rents are so insanely high.
Yeah.
There's a very odd bedfellows in tenancy.
Well, there's a bar in a Five Guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know there's one in Whole Foods. I learned that last week.
No. There's a bar, like it's a nightclub. It's a cool nightclub upstairs at Whole
Right.
Foods on 6th Avenue.
Wow, geez, all right. Well, that's cool.
Do you know what I was thinking of? You know how we were talking about Chad, the IPA guy?
Yes, yeah.
I like the cartoon that we did. It didn't get up, the Define Busy one. I like that woman being a regular character.
Right.
And her she's just a New York woman that's just flat out. And she's very capable and conscious, but she just wants to take her fucking bra off and sit quietly. Like, that's all she wants.
Yeah.
Is there something in this, just to hijack your pictures?
Do it.
Is her, I don't know if it's a job interview or talking to a mate or whatever, and it's like, I mean, technically, not dying by 2022 is a 5-year plan.
That's pretty good, yeah.
It's kind of.
I like creating this character and putting her in certain situations.
And you kind of get to know her through that kind of.
That's great. I actually really like that when cartoonists have that, when they have a regular
character,
Yeah, like I think Hillary Campbell has that. A few other cartoonists, definitely Joe Data has a whole bunch. We actually, just side note, all the cartoonists had lunch after we all pitched our cartoons. Up at World Trade Center up at the New Yorker. And we all go to the cafeteria after have lunch. We sat down next to a couple of blokes having a meeting, and we started, kvetching about all sorts of things. And then one of the cartoonists looked over and went, "Guys, shh, shut up." It was David Remnick sitting next to the editor of the New Yorker.
Oh, fantastic.
Was sitting next
That's
to us.
Great.
And we'd just been cracking wise and talking shit.
Oh, that's great.
That was a very awkward moment. I didn't even know. I didn't see him. He was he was talking. He was in conversation. I just didn't look. And he was sitting right next to us.
That's great.
Yeah. Okay. I think if we can we move on to the pictures that people have sent in?
Yes.
Because this is my favorite. This is now my favorite part of the show.
Okay.
Did you have any other ones that you wanted to pitch?
I had one which I wanted
please,
to think about, which is a guy or a woman, it doesn't matter, giving a presentation.
Right.
And someone going, we're actually hoping for something not terrible.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. It's simple. It's funny.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
absurd,
yeah.
and it's mean.
It's mean. It's very mean. It's really
Yeah,
mean.
we were just hoping for something not god awful. That'd be
And that double negative just is always funny to me.
and just like dead stare. Just,
yeah.
Just we're really hoping for
Yeah,
not.
that's what we're shooting for.
Yeah, just not ass bleedingly horrible. That's great. Yeah, okay. Maybe don't use that caption. We're getting some good suggestions through Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. So thank you. Keep sending them in.
Send them to Jason because my Twitter settings, you can't reach me.
Right. Okay. All right. So the first one here. Again, not going to use the name, but you know who you are. You said it's a good start, isn't it?
That's great. I'm all ears.
Okay. Love the first podcast, guys. Keep it up. My pitch for the batch. Trump at home watching Wizard of Oz. So, okay. All right. We know he watches telly.
Sure.
Maybe he's switched over from Fox and Friends to watch Dorothy and Friends.
Yeah.
Okay. Trump at home watching Wizard of Oz. Scarecrow saying, if only I had a brain. Tin Man saying, if only I had a heart. Lion saying, if only I had courage. Then Trump to Melania, Australia, that's where I left them.
Oh, because of Oz.
Is there anything anywhere in this lol?
Is there anything in this?
Yeah.
Firstly, my favorite thing about that pitch is Trump at home. Like, not in the White House.
At home.
At home.
Not
Just
even
like
Mar-a-Lago.
he lives in a little cottage somewhere.
Trump's home.
With his wife. He's just a good, homely...
And we don't want to shit on these ideas, but every now and then a premise will lend itself to, wait, does he have a home? Like, Mar-a-Lago's not his home. The White House, I guess. The dump, as he calls it.
Yeah.
Trump Tower, Trump International Hotel. Like, what is his home anymore?
The Wizard of Oz is a pretty well-worn path, I imagine.
Yeah, for sure. As a trope, as a New Yorker trope.
New Yorker trope.
Yes.
I think the problem I have with it is that Trump would never, ever, under any circumstances, imagine he has flaws.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's the problem.
Yeah, he would never be like, if only I had.
But
I mean, he has courage. He would have run into the building even if he wasn't armed.
Precisely. So things like that,
Yeah.
So there's that level of just complete, just disconnect with reality.
Yeah.
I do like the idea, though, of him... a twist, like him watching television, but rather than seeing people with flaws and relating to them, he sees someone who has tried something and he calls them a loser.
Yeah,
I like the idea of him
yeah.
calling, like, remember he called that guy who was a prisoner of war a loser because he
got caught. I prefer my POWs not
I prefer my war
caught.
heroes not caught or something.
He said that about McCain. That is a war hero with cancer. That is not the kind of guy you want to pick on. But he did. Just without any hesitation.
There's something in that, like he's looking at...
He's looking at these people with flaws or these characters with flaws. And he has more character flaws than any human ever born. Yet he is completely oblivious to them.
Yeah.
So the contrast of looking at that and then just not seeing any of that in him. His lack of courage.
Or the thing of, like, he's so transparent in... what his insecurities are. So he's very worried. Obviously, the hands is probably the most obvious example of that.
Yeah.
Is there something in this, like, idea that someone has fallen for that?
Right.
Completely.
Yeah.
Like the idea of, like, he must have an enormous penis. He keeps saying it. like, why would someone who doesn't have an enormous penis say they have an enormous penis?
Why would they not? Yeah, it's like the invention of lying.
Yeah, wait a second.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Why else
to me.
would he say it?
And I'm sure there are some people out there
They're so honest.
that believe
Of course.
anything they hear.
I think you'll find they voted.
Yeah. So is there... I don't know. Maybe that's the... Is that the angle?
Maybe that's the angle.
I do
Someone
like...
falling for his insane lies. That
Yeah.
is so far out that it's like, wait a minute, who are you? You don't have a brain. The lion in The Wizard of Oz is the only one who wouldn't... No, not the lion. The scarecrow. Is the only one who would fall for Trump's lies because he literally doesn't have a brain.
Oh, okay.
That's a totally different angle.
It's a very different angle. So what if the polling is you're off the charts with the Scarecrow demo.
Yeah.
But Lions not so much.
Lions and Tin Men.
Lions and Tin Men.
You lost them.
You're losing the Lions and Tin Men.
We're back to demo.
But the Scarecrows, wow.
Through the roof.
That's
Indiana.
funny.
Maybe that's something.
It's 3 pie charts or whatever. And one, or just even normal kind of graphs.
You're killing it with the scarecrows.
Scarecrows are up. Everything else is just plummeting.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
that's funny.
Okay,
I think that's funny.
All
right. I genuinely like that.
Yeah.
joke.
Okay.
And also the absolute absurdity.
Yeah.
Of his poll numbers are so bad that they're actually now just turning to fictional.
They're literally, whatever he sees on TV, he considers real. So whatever he watches, that's just real to him. That's reality.
Yeah.
And he considers Oz, there's this great and mighty Oz, a big shiny tower made of gold.
Yeah.
Funny. They're like, that sounds great.
I relate to this Oz guy. That's another one.
I relate to this Oz guy. Yeah, in the big shiny tower.
Yeah.
The people coming to him asking for, okay. Maybe there's something there.
Also, he calls himself a wizard. And
does
Trump,
he?
No. And Trump does a lot of kind of, I'm so intelligent, I went to this place and that one.
Yeah. I read more
He's
books
actually
than
quite
probably
small.
anyone.
Yeah. And
I'm so smart. I'm probably smarter than most people.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So there's something we can listen. Thank you for sending it in. We can probably patch something together vaguely related to that premise.
If it gets published, we're not putting your name on it.
Certainly not.
Nothing to do with it.
I'm afraid that one is completely unusable. But thank you for sending it in. We did get one other send in if you want it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. This one, hello, yay. They said yay for the podcast.
I already like them.
It's Godzilla, and he's completely.
Sorry, I thought that was the person emailing. Hey, hello.
At
Yay,
Godzilla?
It's Godzilla. Me and Mothra were tossing some ideas around, but neither of us can draw because we don't have thumbs. Do you guys mind having a whack at this?
Is there something in this crushing buildings?
You know when you're crushing a building?
Yeah.
Go on, Godzilla.
Classic. It's a trope. It's Godzilla, and he's completely, in all caps, completely obliterated a city. It's leveled. And Godzilla is sitting amongst the wreckage and isn't sure what to do now. Caption something like, I've achieved all I set out to accomplish, and yet I remain unsatisfied.
Oh, I don't mind that idea.
Something existential, something about achieving your goals and realizing it's not everything you'd hoped it would be. Or go a whole other way with the idea, Godzilla saying, I guess I should go destroy Jersey now?
Why is cracking Godzilla's always... You know me. Talking animal.
Yeah.
Always good.
Tick. All right. So that's where we're at with this one. Godzilla,
the idea
existential quandary.
of the existential quandary, I kind of like that. Is there something in like a dog or even a toddler or something has done something like, what about a bird has just shat on a car,
This will be
perfectly clean car.
Yep.
But the bird is kind of thinking, and yet still I long for more.
Or a completely shat on statue, just completely
It's covered.
Yet I'm not satisfied.
This was my Everest or something.
That was my Everest, and it looks like a mountain, but it's bird shit instead of snow.
Or maybe not shit, but something.
Yeah. Let's steer away from shit in cartoons. There was one.
Or like a guy that's done an all-you-can-eat contest, and like he gets the chili for free because he ate so much.
Right.
And yet I still yearn for more.
Something about yearning for
greater satisfaction.
Once you've already accomplished what you thought you set out to. Yeah, there's certainly a lot of scope in that as far as putting people in scenarios where they've achieved what seemingly, whether they're a robot or a Roomba or something that's completely vacuumed everything, and now they're wandering around, wondering what even is life anymore. I've done everything. My prime directive was to clean this place, and now I don't know what to do. I guess I get a hobby. Like, what is
Yeah.
Do I go Facebook? Like, how do I kill time?
What about Roomba? Is like Roomba's only cleaning
Yeah.
until Westworld auditions.
Right.
I know
this is
I know
going
we've
back to
tried a
Alexa
Westworld
and a Google Home.
That's right, talking on
Right.
the couch saying, so, because that's what you do when you're an actor. We've got lots of friends that are actors, and a lot of them are working jobs that they wouldn't do, but it's because they're actors.
Right.
That's just a thing they do. So
Yeah.
Roomba is
That is a thing.
just cleaning until Westworld.
Yeah, until season 2 of Westworld.
Yeah.
I'm only doing this. I'm only cleaning.
I'm only cleaning
So
until...
this is part time. This is my side hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's something there. Something about... Yeah, cleaning. Because cleaning is a job that a lot of
cleaning
actors
is a job
office
that actors
cleaning
do.
is a
Office
big,
cleaning. And
yeah, that's a popular
we had a
one.
guy come over here once because we record this at the Mort Drucker Studios, which is in my apartment. And he was clearly an actor.
Yeah.
And he was, without doubt, the worst cleaner in the history of hygiene.
He wasn't method.
He was terrible. He broke the toilet.
Of course he did.
He threw away. There's this thing on our bin, which is this elastic band, so that the bag doesn't fall in a few times. He just threw that away. He thought that was rubbish.
Oh, it's rubbish, isn't it?
And I said to him, "So where did you get it from?" He goes, "Oh, it was just around your bin." And I was like, "Oh, okay then."
That's
but the reason I knew he was an actor was
Yeah.
because he was getting audition, those audition
Oh,
notes.
yeah.
And
He's doing
and he was
sides.
doing that. He came over here and he goes, this place gets so dusty. It's dustier than the book from Neverending Story. It's ridiculous. And he goes, yeah, I don't reckon you'll need a vacuum. I went, oh, let's give it a vacuum. He goes, yeah, but I didn't bring one. So, well, it wasn't an option then.
It wasn't
Not an option.
It wasn't, I don't think you'll need one.
Don't make out as if this was my decision.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Was it through, like, Handy or
It was
something?
through Maid Sailors.
Maid Sailors?
Maid Sailors? Yeah,
What?
I think it was Maid
This is
Sailors.
guys from the Navy who are also in the Mafia. Just like, what is this?
Yeah.
Maid Sailors?
Yeah, Maid Sailors were just no
Okay.
good. Don't
What is
use them. They're
Maid
terrible. And I
Sailors?
told him, I said, this guy broke the toilet. And the guy emailed me back and he was like, yeah, well, Johnny, the cleaning actor, he said he fixed it.
Sorry, Johnny, the cleaning actor.
And I
Is
wrote
that on his
back and
business card?
I said, is he a plumber? Because I'm here with a broken toilet. If he's a plumber, he should lose his, like he's not a plumber. He's just a guy that broke a toilet.
He's not a very good actor.
Yeah. So that's...
He's clearly not a very good actor.
He's not very good.
May I just say that
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, this is the email. We spoke with William and he sincerely apologizes for the mishaps from yesterday.
Is his surname
You don't
Shakespeare?
want to hear a plural to mishap.
No.
From the poor customer service
Several
person.
mishaps. That's 1 star. That's a 1 star.
William! You can see that.
Can I just say before we wrap up, I really enjoyed, every week we meet up at the pub and we look at the previous week's New Yorker and go through and just and enjoy what got in. Spewing that we didn't get in.
Yeah.
But we do enjoy I think my pick for this week, knocked it out of the park, was Edward Steed.
Who's my favourite?
He's
Ellis
brilliant.
is probably my favourite.
He's incredible. Yeah, Ellis J. Rosen.
Yeah.
But the world's strangest man. World's
great.
strangest man. And he's dragging an anchor along the ground. He's putting a giant orange into a barrel. He's pulling a bus for no reason. He's got...
No, these are legitimate strongman competitions, except for the
But he's
lifting
strange. He's also lifting 2 washer dryers.
the washer dryers is throwing an anvil.
Throwing an anvil. But he's so strange. Because that is a strange...
That is strange.
Well, so the strongman thing, usually like pulling a 747 or like a...
That's
or a
right.
bus.
Yeah.
But he looks ridiculous. He looks like he's got 3 eyes or something. He's a real... This guy, if you look up Edward Steed, New Yorker cartoons, I guarantee you're going to laugh. He's absolutely brilliant. He's a British cartoonist, but he lives here now, I think.
Is there something in this is the idea of like a toe-in gate and it's just enormous Nordic men that drag you. It's like that's just the landing in Denmark. It's just a big bloke in a singlet comes
just to be dragged to your gate
by his teeth.
By Hans. Hans will be dragging us to the gate.
This is a world record gate. So we'll be dragged to our gate by, the teeth of...
World record gate. This is a Guinness World Record gate.
This is a Guinness World Record gate. So we're going to have to wait to be dragged by his teeth to the...
Well, I think that's all we have time for this week.
It is. So have we got a batch, do you think?
I think we've got a batch, yeah for sure.
All
and
right.
obviously, in the interim, this will go out Friday night. In the week, in the interim between recording, this will probably come up with a bunch of dailies. So follow us on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook.
Yep.
Check out the show notes for any links, and we'll pop a couple of cartoons in there as well if you look in the feed. And please rate and review us on iTunes. Thank you for all the lovely reviews that you've already put so far, and thank you for listening every week. That's been really nice. We went to number 1, didn't we, Scott?
We did. I think we still are number 1 in the visual arts.
Number 1 episode and number 1 podcast. That was nice.
Well, now we're in 1 and 2.
1 and 2
episodes.
Oh, that's fantastic. Look at us.
Isn't this a likable conversation?
Just stroking our egos on the back of pitching some terrible ideas.
Yeah. Well, you've heard us come up with puns for the last 50 minutes.
Now, listen to our credits. All right. Well, you catch Scott on Twitter and Instagram at Scott
Oh,
Dawes.
yeah. What are you... And Greenlight Boys podcast, my other podcast. You've got the Move On
Up podcast, yes, with Devin Keast. You're getting up a bunch. You're doing stand-up. I'm doing stand-up. You can go to jasonchatfieldcomedy.com for my dates. You're at the UCB Theatre, aren't you?
No, don't say that.
Okay.
I've got
I don't want to know.
Just,
you got no joke.
Go
and see Scott when he's doing stand-up, guys.
It's very good, though.
Go and see Scott.
It is very good.
All right, that's the pod. See you later, guys.